Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Greg Jones with Engine Builder. Today we are in Alpharetta, Georgia, checking out Cicio Performance. If you guys don't know much about what these guys do, they do some awesome high-end stuff for Nissan GT-Rs, Lamborghinis, Audi. They do some really awesome engine work as well as some car work. We're gonna be walking around checking it out. Let's go see it. Come on.
No shortcuts, no substitutes, no compromises. Great racers and engine builders choose Driven Racing Oil.
All right, guys, so here we are inside Cicio Performance. I'm joined by Ricky Biancardi. He is the general manager here at Cicio. Ricky, pleasure to meet you.
Likewise, my friend.
Thanks for having us out.
Thanks for being here.
We're excited to see what you guys have going on, not only here in this shop, but across the street at the machine shop as well.
Yes, sir.
It's a lot of cool, awesome high-end cars and engine work, so we're excited.
Hey, we're making dreams come true.
Yeah. Ricky, before we walk around and let you kind of lead the tour here, maybe just give a little bit of background for the folks that might not know Cicio Performance super well. You know,
Gotcha.
How long you guys been in business and a little bit about what you guys do.
Yep, we've been in business since about 07. We were originally another tuning shop called Top Speed Motorsports. We actually bought that company out. Our owner, Nathan, did.
Okay.
After being there for 5 years at that point in time. It was Top Speed in 2012, and then we rebranded in around 2019 to Cicio Performance, 2020 kind of era. The goal there was to just try to bring things more cohesive in-house. We were fixing a lot of cars that had bounced around from different shops. We were trying to put down what we knew worked, basically. Yeah. Our packages, like C800 packages, 1,000 and on up from there, is tried and true from a lot of experience. These parts work, these parts don't work together. Just trying to make it a little bit more cohesive and a better experience for the customer at the end of the day.
Yeah, excellent. And, you know, just looking at the parking lot, you know, you guys do a lot of Nissan GT-R stuff, some Lamborghini stuff. You got
yes, sir.
A couple Audis. You know, is that kind of, those three are kind of the main focus?
That's a lot. The Nissan GT-R is definitely our bread and butter.
Okay.
We started out on Subarus way back in the day. I probably don't even mention that, it was so long ago.
Right.
And then the Nissan GT-R, that platform got huge. And right now that platform's still really big, but almost a lot of the guys, it's like the next step up is the Audi R8, the Lamborghini Huracan, very similar platforms there. So we do a lot of those. We also do a lot of C8 Corvettes, twin turbo kits, cam installs, engine builds.
Very cool.
We always say it's from mild to wild, depending what your budget is.
Yeah, awesome. All right, and how long have you guys been in this location now?
We've been in this since 07 technically, but since 2012.
Okay. And then the machine shop is across the street. How long have you guys had that space?
That is about 3 years going on right now.
Okay. And then Ricky, in total, you know, how many employees do you guys have here in Alpharetta?
Gotcha. Ooh, in Alpharetta, we have about 15 to 16, probably including the machine shop as well. And then in Florida, we have another handful, probably 12 down there, I believe.
Okay. And that's in Clearwater, correct?
Correct, yes, sir.
Yeah, very cool. All right. Well, Ricky, if there's nothing else you want to just let the folks know up front about Cicio, you know, I'll turn it over to you to start showing us
they
around.
don't want me, they want to see all the good stuff. So we'll just go on to the back.
Driven Racing Oil's GP1 Nitro 70. Trusted by top engine builders, winning racers, and devoted horsepower enthusiasts across the world. Driven takes legendary base oils, such as the ones from Bradford, Pennsylvania, which comprise our GP1 line. Then, we boost that superior base oil with state-of-the-art additive packages. Driven's GP1 Nitro 70 not only provides anti-wear protection, but can shield cylinders from washout and fuel dilution caused by methanol or nitro-based fuel. Learn more about Driven Racing Oil by following us on Facebook or Instagram at Driven Racing Oil, or shop now at drivenracingoil.com.
Oh, this is sweet.
So we got a handful of projects here. We've been working on this RS3. This customer dropped off with us on Monday, actually drove down here from Vermont, dropped off with us Monday. We did a Cyvex ECU, some few other bolt-ons and IROs, front mount intercooler, injectors, ID 1050 injectors. Taylor's been working on that all day. We'll work on it tomorrow as well, and the customer's gonna put it on a trailer behind a U-Haul truck and drive it back to Vermont, basically.
Nice. That's a long trip down.
Yeah, long trip down, and it's an interesting project just from a Monday through Friday type of deal. It kind of puts the pressure on, which isn't typically what we love, but
You'll make it happen.
Yeah, we'll make it happen, basically.
I like the color of this car. That's cool.
Yeah, that's actually the same color as Ryan's car down at the Florida shop. Our Shop RS3 is the same Kyalami green, which is also the same color as our Shop R8.
Oh, nice.
This one showed up, we're like, are all of these green?
Yeah, right.
But it is. It's a super sick color. He's actually got some nice interior tidbits of like the Alcantara that Ryan doesn't have. Don't tell him that sort of things.
Yeah.
Makes the car kind of look pretty sharp.
And you got the all-wheel drive dyno here.
Yep. Yeah. Yes, sir. All-wheel drive dyno jet. This has been tried and true for us for a long number of years now. Florida actually has a mainline hub dyno, so there's a little bit fancier, but this has been in the ground for a long time here. So we're working with what we got.
So what different types of like pulls and tests will you guys run a car through on here?
So typically, most things we do are tuned flex fuel, so I'll pump gas and E85. So hopefully starting the pump gas side of things first, run through that completely, get all the calibration dialed in. Taylor will then drain the fuel and then tune it completely for E85. From there, we'll just do some trickery, scaling the maps, depending on the ethanol content in the car. At the end of everything, every project, whether it's a small bolt-on or full engine build, everything gets street driven afterwards to make sure the drivability's there, it's smooth, you know, stop and go traffic. Street cars are our emphasis. Really nice driving street cars.
So what would you guess? Was that like 100% full, or was that?
So he just recently switched to E, so that would have been a full pool, but definitely not on like the final power by any means. He spent the good part of this morning into early afternoon doing pump gas. Tuning these on Cyvex is honestly still fairly new to us. We have another car coming at the end of the month, very similar to this package. This is about a C550, we call it. The other one would be a C750, and it's actually getting a hybrid turbo upgrade and a fuel system to support the extra power as well. So that will be super interesting to see. Just kind of the differences, where it makes the power, how the boost comes in with the hybrid turbo, if it's Kyalami green or not. And then we got a few things that are kind of like stalemate. As far as like this R8 down here is a previous build. It's actually a billet block build. It's out getting a trans upgrade and getting a bigger fuel system. The black Huracan here, it's one of our engine builds. The customer is actually upgrading, switching over to our newer Zona turbos that we run on the cars. Doing a small little bit of, basically it was a stock engine, 1400 horsepower build before, and now it'll be closer to 16, 17 or so. I
don't think I've ever seen a Lamborghini without like anything back here.
Oh yeah, it's almost like the Fred Flintstone mobile. All of a sudden, you got plenty of room for activities.
That's neat.
The white Evo up there, that is a customer from Rhode Island, and it was a built engine. He wanted to go even crazier with it, so now it's going to be a billet block. I don't know if it's 76 or 80 mil turbos going on it, so he's just want more power. He's been a long-time customer. He had a really cool 2,000 wheel horsepower street GT-R. It was like the cleanest street GT-R out there, I swear. And now he's just doing it even crazier. The convertible Huracan.
I was looking up here, and you guys got some cool racks for the parts of the car you're taking off and whatnot.
Yes, sir. So I've been here for just over 7 years now, and things have changed a lot, even in my time. So we used to not even have this mezzanine. It was a small parts room. We blew that out, put the mezzanine. The parts room actually housed all the bumpers on top before. We realized it's way easier just to have these racks. There's little remotes on every lift that basically drop down. And the nice part about that is it keeps all the expensive painted materials up and out of the way. There's less risk of scratching it. It doesn't take 3 guys to get a bumper on and off on top of a room or a ladder.
That's really cool.
Yeah, way easier to access. And obviously we always say we have 10 pounds of crap in a 5-pound bag here. So we've run out of space. We're going vertical as best we can.
Well, you guys got creative. I like that.
You have to. It would be a little messier than I prefer, but that's all right. Another Evo that's in process. Corey's over here working on. We just got the long block back from the machine shop. Basically the process here goes, we drop everything down to a sealed long block, hand it off to the machine shop that we'll visit later on. The guys get it back as a sealed long block, and then we dress all the accessories, turbo kits on, and back up into the car from here. Then we got the trans over there sitting off to the side as well. This car should be about an 1,800, 2,000 wheel horsepower by the time. Still cast block, would be a sleeve cast block.
Looks
He's
awesome.
actually going to a 20 injector setup as well. It was a dual port. He's doing the DI delete, so going for just a little bit more power this time.
Nice. Hey, you mentioned the trans over here. Will you guys just do like maintenance and repair work on transmissions, or do the machine work on that stuff
So
too?
the transmissions are the one piece that we don't work on in-house. We partner with Hefner Performance down in Sarasota, right next to the Clearwater shop, basically. And he does all the trans work. It's all dots and parts, you know, cover to cover and those things essentially, but he handles the trans side of things.
Transmissions they're definitely a different beast than engine work, right?
It's a whole nother animal for sure. Another clock to figure out.
Right.
A lot of stuff we have is all like out of state guys for the most part. There's a few things that are in state. In fact, the black perf up front was a rebuild we just completed for a gentleman. It was an in-state car. He bought it. Unfortunately, he bought it with a blown head gasket. Figured that out about half a pull onto the dyno and just rebuilt that thing. But he's local. The rest of all these guys are out of state. This gentleman just dropped off with us yesterday from South Carolina. This one will be like our C800 package, but he's doing it like, we'd probably call it a C800 plus or so. He's building the trans now to just be set up for down the road to make 1,000. It'll make 800 now. Later on, we'll add a built engine, turn the boost up a little bit, make 1,000 wheel.
All right, here's a couple Corvette examples.
So this gentleman, I believe, is from the Ohio area. I guess it's got that front tag. It says Virginia, so maybe I'm a liar there. That is actually getting a built engine that is on a stand at the machine shop right now, actually. So the piston rods, it's already got built heads, getting a cam upgrade. It's on a Motec piggyback. Should make about 1,100, 1,150 or so.
Nice.
This one here is actually an E-Ray. It'll be our first heads cam E-Ray. So it got CNC ported heads. It also got a cam, obviously. This one doesn't have turbos. This gentleman, of course, has turbos to support that kind of power. But the E-Ray platform will be really interesting to see as the electric motor kind of pulled along and everything else. And it'll actually be cool to see what kind of gains we pick up NA, because most of our customers are twin turbo kits, a few Pro Charger guys, but most of them are turbos. And this is one of the few NA builds we're actually working on. So that'll be kind of neat. Obviously, he's got the old cradle out, the rear subframe out there. And that's,
it's cool how it all comes out kind of like a package like that.
For sure. There's everybody's got their own method of doing it, basically. That one, obviously, to get the heads off, we had to drop that way. But we don't drop the subframe for the turbo upgrade or anything else like that. We have to pull the trans out for a clutch upgrade, but we don't really drop the whole subframe and engine or anything else like that. Engine stays in the car for that one.
So then, Ricky, it looks like you guys got what good like 6-7 bays in here that you guys could have cars in.
Yes, sir. 6 bays. We have 4 technicians right now, so luckily it leaves us with a little bit of extra space when it comes to some of the projects that might be waiting on a transmission, waiting on an engine build. That way we don't have to pull everything in and out at the end of the day, because that's what we do. Everything from the side lot, everything from the front gets pulled in here at the end of the day. Basically all hands on deck, orchestrating everybody. It's about 20-30 minutes of that every single day.
I'm sure.
The less than glamorous part, but one of the most important parts of the day is making sure everything gets in and out safely.
Yeah, absolutely. Now this car looks pretty sweet.
This one is super sick. So this is actually a local customer, professional race car driver. I'll leave him unnamed just in case he wants to be. So started off as a bone stock Nismo. I think it had 5,000 miles on it. And this will be about a C1300 package. In reality, we don't have a C1400, but that's what this thing is going to end up making. It's got a 4.1 billet crank, Shop trans. It's got our Zenith turbo kit, not our Zenith R, so it'll be 58 mil turbos. Basically on full tilt, it should make it right around 1,400 wheel. Only turbo limited at that point. The engine setup is honestly rated for a little bit higher. If we actually snake around here, Trey doesn't mind. We try to get a little tricky with the powder coat and stuff, since it's not our first rodeo here, trying to keep the Nismo theme going on.
That looks awesome.
Yeah, it's a super clean build. We've done a few builds for this customer. This is our first GT-R build for him, so we're super excited, because the other ones were like Supras, and we're just kind of fixing some old things he had purchased. This one was the first blank canvas he dropped off with us, basically.
Nice.
When the rear subframe was out yesterday, I think everybody came up and looked at it, because they were like, we haven't seen one this clean in years. It's been forever. I keep thinking this is my sunglasses, and I go to like grab them off my, just the little tag here. The STO here is a car we built a couple years ago. It actually recently changed hands. It's an all-wheel drive conversion. It's like a C1200 package, so stock engine. I would say pretty bare bones, but it's still making 1,1300 wheel.
Well, that's cool. So you got a couple different owners of the car that have kept bringing it to you guys.
Exactly.
That's nice.
Send it down to us for a little bit of maintenance.
Yeah.
And usually when they change hands, the guys always like to check them out, make sure everything is kind of good to go.
Sure.
And everything else from there.
That's cool.
This black GT-R here is actually a gentleman on a Cyvex ECU that's running into some issues. So we are doing some diagnosing and essentially probably going to put it on Motec and solve all his problems.
Okay, yeah.
Definitely
the Motec stuff's nice. Yeah.
The Motec stuff works incredibly well. Everybody likes what they like.
Right.
Will Bolt is a local GT-R customer. He actually recently purchased this thing towards the end of last year. Super, super nice guy. Not like any crazy power level, full bolts on 630 wheel, but this guy is getting aggressive with road racing. I mean, he, inside actually, on top of the mezzanine, we have a full Varus wide body kit that we'll be putting on later this month.
Okay.
He's going to run 11.5-inch wide wheels, forge lines, square on the thing, running slicks. I mean, he's going like all out road race kind of setup, which is neat. Yeah. I really appreciate it. My heart's a little bit in road racing. Most of our customer hearts are in drag racing, but again, everybody likes what they like.
Right, right. It's all cool.
Yep. Otto here, this black GT-R, he's a local guy. He's been in the area for a good while now. This is a little bit older model GT-R. He did the 17 plus conversion on that. This thing makes like 1450 wheel. Our built engine, built trans, our Zenith R turbo kit.
Yeah, it looks like he's got more of a drag race setup.
Yep, exactly. He does a lot of street stuff.
Okay.
Again, a lot of our customers are just really high horsepower street cars at the end of the day.
Nice.
This black R8 honestly is just absolutely bone stock, just with the tune. It was sent over here for oil change inspection.
Yeah.
And then that black perf I mentioned inside, that was a local customer who had bought it. Unfortunately, bought it blown up, unknown to him, and we just completed the rebuild on that one.
Yeah.
One's a little atypical for us as far as the turbo kit setup and everything else, but still a really neat car. The matte black.
Oh, definitely.
The bead locks.
Yeah, I like the Italian flag along the door. Colors.
It's sharp.
Yeah,
it's definitely
neat.
sharp.
All right, so Ricky, we just walked into the machine shop here. This is an awesome space. Yeah, again, like we said, this is a newer thing for you guys in the last few years, but looks like you guys are hitting the ground running with it. So let us know what you guys are doing here.
Cool, this is Cicio Powertrains. Like you mentioned, we just started within the past 3 years or so, which is a big learning curve. We were just trying to bring a lot of the quality control in-house. The machine shop we were working with, great reputation, loved with the guys, but again, we could change some things, test some things much easier than shipping engines back and forth, driving engines back and forth. It's just 30-second golf cart ride or walk down here. So yeah, it was hitting the ground running. Got a lot of engines that are either in queue or built already.
Right.
We got one R8 that belongs up at my building. It's our overflow storage as well.
Okay.
And that guy is a local guy getting a pretty cool build, a lot of carbon fiber. Should be an 800 wheel horsepower package, probably a lower end turbo package in R8, but still a really fun package. Very bare bones, not invasive.
Right.
Got all the machinery basically lined up around the outer skirts of the building. Rob and Craig would be best to articulate words on that side of things. We have our 3-axis Haas. Brent was one of our tenured technicians, and this is his corner as well.
Okay.
So we had the RS3 and the dyno. He's been doing a deep dive on RS3 fuel systems. A couple products we're excited to hopefully release maybe within the next 2 months or so. Doing a lot of testing there. Like we have that car dropping off at the end of the month that we'll probably be testing our first fuel pump and controller on that thing,
very
essentially.
Cool. So this is more of a making products type of machine versus machining any engine type
Correct,
stuff.
yeah. Okay. Now we do have fixtures and everything to do some of like our fire rings and everything else. We'll cut the cylinder heads in-house.
Okay.
This machine's only a 3-axis, so we can't really do the CNC porting in-house. We have a company we worked with for years out of Texas that we send that out to. But besides that, honestly, this machine is a little bit more utilized in making prototype products.
Sure.
Because at the end of the day, we have one machinist that runs this, and there's a lot of companies out there that have way more capacity producing way more parts than us. So we'll do all the prototyping, starting from the software 3D printed onto the CNC side of things, can install it on cars here or engines here, and then, okay, this is ready to actually be produced, send it out to one of our partners and they produce it.
Very good.
Actually in the States, luckily, in Michigan.
Yeah.
So no tariffs.
Nice, yeah, exactly. All right, and here's that R8 you were talking about.
Yep, this is Chris Despain's R8. So it's actually it's all matte black PPF wrap.
Yeah.
He is getting the hood PPF wrapped as well, but it just got painted. It's a carbon hood. Wanted to leave a few things exposed.
Yeah.
But it'll all be matching by the end of it. Very cool car.
Definitely.
The guy's got a Huracan Technica as well, and that one's stock. This one he wanted to modify that way, but still being a little subtle for the most part.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure if the guys have anything exciting over here as much, but we
got
can.
some Hones,
Yep.
boring machine,
We can go.
30.
The 30 is actually the most recent addition.
Okay.
Because we weren't able to do heads or valve jobs in house or anything else like that, and luckily that's been a huge help, not having to wait on anybody else, which is always the preferred way.
Yeah, definitely. Balancer, CW2
Yep,
balancer.
exactly. You already know.
Oh yeah.
You already know.
Got an old Rottler boring machine. Nice.
Just got the lathe. Rashid working on, probably drilling, tapping a GT-R valve cover.
Okay.
Our catch can, we always drill and tap the valve covers. A lot of companies have catch cans that kind of adapt to that tiny port sticking up right there.
Yeah.
And it's not even like the size of a ballpoint pen on the inside. There's just no way you can ventilate all the crankcase and everything else through that. So we actually drill and tap them. Goes to like a -10 fitting, which is a huge alleviation.
Yeah.
Honestly, a system we've been running for years and pays off really well.
So Ricky, you mentioned with like some of the product development, you guys will, kind of create that here and get it started, but then you'll use some partners to actually develop it from there. When it comes to machine work that you guys do on engines, are you guys now doing it pretty much here in-house, or is there still anything else that you'll send to other folks?
Oh, it's all in-house. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless it's CNC porting on the heads,
Yeah.
just due to limitations with the machine we have, everything's in-house.
All right,
for
so outside of that, yeah. Before we walk past
Yep.
some of these engines, it looks like you got a nice billet piece here.
Yep. So we have a billet block V10 that is kind of torn apart to be in process. I think the thing is waiting on probably pistons or rods at this point.
Okay.
Cast block V10 with oil cooler delete waiting on the next build as well. Handful of VRs, kind of ranging between stock ones. There's one windowed one somebody sent us to build, and then a few customers doing upgrades on that side of things. One billet block one in the back that's been a long time customer, very, very long time actually in the GT-R world. He's been in the game since probably 2012 pushing the envelope hard.
Yeah, very cool. Awesome.
Then Rob and Craig over here got all the good stuff. Craig's got an LT for the orange C8 we saw at the other building.
Yep.
He's working on that.
Awesome.
Looks like he's working on some
Hey guys.
rods and pistons on that side of things.
So Ricky was showing us a couple of the engines you guys have coming together over there. About how many engines do you think you guys get through in about a year?
In a year, I'd call it something like probably 10 to 12 V10s. There's not a ton of V10s that come out of here annually. The LTs are really just ramping up.
Okay.
VRs, do you have a count on what we did last year? Something like one every 2 weeks or so.
Yeah.
That's about what a VR takes. So.
Okay. So all in all, somewhere in that 50, 60
something
range.
about 50 to 60 engines a year would be
Very cool.
a pretty accurate count, I'd say.
Yeah.
You stay busy because like the Clearwater shop, they send all the engines. It's very similar to the process we have at our building, but obviously they have to get shipped up here. We have little engine crates and everything else, but that feeds the shop as well. Or I guess we should say we feed them on that side of things.
Very cool.
Yeah, the VR platform is pretty well established. We're maybe 2 years into these, and there's still more to learn. And
Yeah,
you got all the gears part there.
One oil pump, 1 million pieces.
Right.
There's a lot of pieces in this factory oil pump.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can see why it's worth going through them.
For sure.
They're pretty messy inside. And
so since you got this one torn apart, have you found anything that you guys are?
I literally just pulled this one apart, so
Yeah,
I haven't inspected much yet.
Okay.
The next steps will be they get washed in the solvent tank, they get ultrasonicked, and then get a good once over, and then reassembled. We don't see a whole lot of failures in them necessarily, but plenty of trash. I mean, they get plenty of stuff inside of them.
Right.
Same thing with all the cam gears, VTC gears. We run through all of it. You can't trust that there's not stuff in there. So.
Right. Yeah. If you don't check that one thing, that's where there's going to be an issue, right?
And the VTC gears are just like this, in that they're a trap. They're kind of a dead end, so they pick up any little debris and it hangs out in there.
Yeah.
Probably the VR VTC gears probably started that process. just realizing the failures that you can have in those and the debris that gets trapped in there. And that system is very convoluted as far as all the oil passages or anything else. So the VRs all get a very similar setup basically as far as going through each oil pump.
Right.
There's probably more VR oil pump failures, I would think, than the V10 ones.
Definitely. These are pretty robust. It's interesting though. I mean, we joke about it all the time. An engine program starts out and you can crank one out in 4 or 5 days, and a year later you've added that much time or more to the job because of all the little intricacies you find and things that you recognize you can't just let go. You have to go through it. You have to modify it. And so it expands as the platform expands, basically. As the longer we go down the road of building them, the more we end up realizing we have to do.
So can you elaborate on that for a couple of platforms you guys specialize in? You know, like what, as your customers kind of make these power jumps, like what are a couple of those areas that you guys are constantly upgrading?
Sometimes it's as basic as just our processes, things we do. You know, some of them are, I won't call them trade secrets necessarily, but they're things that we specifically do. You know, the head torque process. What started as slap some studs in there, torque the thing down, let it go, has turned into, you know, it takes twice as much time because there's little specific processes that we do to ensure the safety of the block, to ensure, you know, when we disassemble it, that we're not going to have damaged threads, things like that. There's steps that we take for all that now that initially weren't necessarily a part of it. Things like, you know, we've always run through oil pumps, cam gears. It kind of progressed as we started to see failures. We recognize you can't just let them go. You want to catch it beforehand, because the last thing you want to do is put one of these things all the way together. This takes 40 to 50 hours to get into the car to find out something's wrong inside that cam gear. Which, in order to get that cam gear off in the car, is a ton of work, especially when these cars are turbo. Because you got intercoolers sitting right here, you got everything behind it. So me going through it preemptively is important.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's just lots of little adjustments that we make as we see issues.
Like you said, probably still finding different things that you guys have to deal with. You know, and until we run them, and I mean, I think our highest number is something around 2650 or something like that on one of these Noonans. And so once a car that has the capability of making 2600 horsepower has some time on it, and then comes back in for a refresh or a once over or whatever, then you start to see, like, okay, there's limitations at this and this and this. You know, these are the things that we're going to have to expect to replace every time, or potentially modify if we can to make them live a longer life. So that's very neat. Well, we appreciate you telling us a little bit about what you guys are doing here with some of these. It's cool to see. All right, Ricky, anything else to know about the machine shop side of things here?
I think that's basically it. I feel like it's probably basically it.
Awesome. Well, it was super cool to see everything that's going on here, as well as up there where you guys are working on the full cars. So, Ricky, really appreciate you walking us through Cicio Performance here.
Absolutely. Appreciate you being here.
So, guys, we hope you enjoyed that shop takeover. If you do have questions for Ricky or his team here at Cicio Performance, make sure you drop this stuff down in the comments, and we'll be sure to pass it on. But make sure you're checking out everything that they're doing, because it's super cool stuff. And as always, make sure you're checking out enginebuildermag.com for more awesome engine content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.